Oh. Oh, what's up, y'all? This is for an apple. This is for an apple. So some of y'all don't freak out. What's up, y'all? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, Jan Hastings? Always one of the first to come in. Someone said it's reserved. Arc Empire official. But where can you find the throne of God? He sits in the brain, giving orders to your universe. Colostrum is the name of his throne. God signals his child, Chrism, to come forward. Chrism obeys. That's what we're getting into today. I'm only going to give this knowledge in allegorical form and metaphorical form. So I'm in here. Hi, fam. Hope everyone is feeling great. Feeling well. Hope you're feeling great as well. I want to wait for you. When you see it, apologies. When you see it shoot up to 100, like 150 and stuff, that's just the algorithm pushing it to people. And about 30 to 50 of them don't even really want to see this type of content. And so they're going to start rolling out right now. I just know how the algorithm works. And I appreciate TikTok trying to push it out to people, but the 50, 40 people who are not into consciousness, spirituality, metaphor, lucid dreaming, shared dreaming, FAMS, the first book, connecting people, this is not it for you. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. The algorithm pushed this video to you just to see if you like it. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to help you out. All right. So let's get this going. Your screen is reversed. You can't see. Are you seeing the words wrong? I hope not. Hope you can see it. I hope you can see the words. Okay, so, but where can you find the throne of God? So we got the 50 people out. Now we can get started. He sits in the brain giving orders to your universe. Colostrum is the name of his throne. God signals his child, Chrism, to come forward. Chrism obeys. Listen up. They're inverted. My words are inverted. You can't. Let me ask y'all something. You can't read what's there? Is that what y'all are trying to tell me right now? So, somebody tell me in the comments. Can you read what's there? Or is it inverted? Oh, okay, so y'all can. All right, cool. I was just making sure because some people were saying it's inverted. It is inverted. So it's back. It's backwards. I had no idea they inverted it. Wow. Some people said they can clearly read it. Some people said it's inverted. I'm just going to keep it going. Some people said it's easy, though. All right, well, I apologize, y'all, that it's inverted. I really do. I didn't know they did that. So, apologies. I already prepared the slide, so... Again, apologies. Okay, moving on. All right. I probably couldn't read this anyway because the colors. God tells him to go down the spine so that he may come back to him, resurrected, This is something Chrism has done plenty of times. Chrism doesn't want to leave the pineal. This is the place of milk and honey. Some of y'all are like, what is he talking about? Milk and honey. Pineal gland. I know some of y'all. Next slide. But he leaves in his fluid form toward the sacrum or the sacrum. He encounters much on his way to manifest, but he stops in the center of the universe where the dark star shines the brightest. He is at the solar plex. He is at the solar plex. Ah, some people already know what I'm talking about. Some people are already getting it. Moving on to the next image. Through his meditation, he becomes incarnate as a spirit, or what you may call a sperm. Because the universe was without seed during the time of becoming a spirit. He was pure, preserved, and good. Now, before I go further, can y'all make sure y'all are hitting that like button? I appreciate those people who hit the likes all the way to 210. Can you please make sure you're sharing this? Can you please make sure you're sharing this? Can you please make sure you're liking this? This is awesome information. I'm giving it to it in allegorical form. I am not going to give it to y'all in a literal form, but I am going to give it to you in allegorical form. Thanks for sending those likes. Thanks for sharing this. I appreciate that. Those who have shared this. Now let us move on. All right. Here's the next part. This part is very important. It's a lot of reading right here, all right? He makes his way down, right, to the sacred bone on the sacrum. He has been traveling down the 33 vertebrates from his perspective, 33 years. Normally by now, he would have traveled back up the spine, past the solar plex, into the heart of the cosmos. He would normally rise to a higher place in the universe called the Vegas. There he would be either sacrificed, right, or, pay attention now, excuse me, if the universe is good, he would come back after 2.5 days and expand light across the entire universe. Right? Oh, I know. Listen. Okay, so before I go any further, my people of the Christian faith. People of the Christian faith, listen. Stories go this way, that way, and in direction of time. Understand that stories, the realest stories, the most true stories, manifest in every detail of reality. In every detail of reality. Before the Bible, after the Bible, these stories existed. No one owns these stories. These stories manifest all the way out into the universe, all the way from within. That's what we're going over today. I'm giving an example of that. So, for my Christians here, if you cannot handle this information, you listen, you can stay and learn, but if it hurts you too bad, just come back another day. Just come back another day, family. We love you. Just come back another day. Not everybody's ready for this type of information. Just come back another day, family. All right. So we're gonna move on. I'm trying to demonstrate something to you. I'm trying to give y'all an example here, because I've been saying something that a lot of people have still not fully digested. All right. Okay. Trying to make myself smaller. There we go. Okay. But he is on a different mission this time around. He and many other spirits and angels called sperm all aim to be released into a universe with a female god sitting in the brain. When they are released, it becomes a war between spirits who want to be reincarnated and God's angels. The angels push all other sperm to the side so Chrism can go through. He makes it into a soul. You might call it an egg. I'm putting y'all on game here. I'm putting y'all on game. I'm trying to show y'all something here. For some people, this might go over their heads. This soul forms all around his body, giving him flesh, giving him manifest, so he may be born again to save reality. Come on, y'all. If you understand what I'm saying, make sure you hit the like. If you're intrigued in what I'm saying, make sure you share. Okay? So, some of y'all are not really going to understand what I just broke down. And I'm not here to break down the whole story for you in that way. But what I am here to do is to tell you what's going on. So what I want y'all to do, before I explain things, I'm going to let y'all ask all the questions. Before I just come out and explain things, I want to see y'all questions. I want to read some of these comments. So I'm going to go back up. I'm going to read these comments. Okay. Kundalini. Yes. A lot of you know about the Kundalini. This story, well, most of this story, not all of it, because the Kundalini talks about it coming back up, right? But this has a lot to do with the Kundalini. Yes. 100%. 100%. But it's deeper than that, y'all. It's deeper than that where I'm going today. This is not right. Please, people, read God's word and discern the spirit. Again, that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're going into today. Exactly what she's talking about, right? The stories, the scripture, right? Can't stop truth even if it's beyond real. That's right. Anyone that says Jesus did not come in flesh is of the Antichrist. You know what's funny about people, calling people the Antichrist? That is the number one weapon to keep Christ consciousness and in the manifest of Christ, I should say, to keep the manifest of Christ, who you call Christ. I may call it something else, but that's another conversation for another day. That's a tool used against the manifest of Christ. Because many of you, if I ask you to tell me who or how would you know who the Antichrist is, some of y'all don't even know the Antichrist already came, but that's a conversation for another day. Another day. Hey, man. Hey, what's up, brother? Did you see the plasma moon map? I did not get to look at that yet. Today was my daughter's birthday. Fertilization. Yes. This has to do with fertilization. So you're explaining divine birth, consciousness, new age. New age? I don't listen. Whatever y'all call new age, I don't even know what new age is, to be honest. But I am explaining divine birth. I did research 2 years ago and put symptoms, and it says spiritual awakening. I feel like we should seek wisdom. We should always seek wisdom. All right, so I read all your comments. Understand this. I'm not going through the Kundalini story again. This is the Kundalini story, but instead of letting it go back in you, this is talking about letting that higher level of sperm manifest. But instead of letting it go back in you, this is talking about letting that higher level of sperm manifest, letting that higher level of sperm manifest into the physical, and letting that higher level of sperm manifest into the physical, into some of the chosen. Now, what y'all must understand is this. I tell you almost every time I'm on here, and this is something that is really hard to understand, so I hope y'all are listening. These stories manifest on every level. Any divine story, always understand this. If you want to know if a story is divine, if you want to really know if a story is from God, if you want to know if a message really comes from God, if it cannot replicate itself on every plane of existence, it's not from God. It is not from source. It is not from the all. Again, if the message, the story, cannot manifest itself over every plane of existence, It is not from the source. Because anytime the source creates something, you must understand that it is replicated on every level of existence. You can read the pic. There you go. I'll put myself down here. Now I can't move myself. That wasn't smart. No. Okay, here we go. Here, there you go. You can read the story. So, yeah, so again, if the stories are contained to just a book, if you cannot see the story when you go down the street, if you cannot see the story when you look within, when you look outside, in the universe, in the way that things drift, if you cannot see these stories in the stars, if you cannot see these stories within your own body, I'm telling you, these are not divine stories. And so the story of Christ, right? The story of Christ was manifesting before this planet was even here. Let me say that again. The story of Christ was manifesting. The character, the story, the person, all of that of Christ was manifesting before the earth existed. The story of Moses, the character of Moses, that's just our name that we give to these entities, existed before. Again, and many who have watched me already know what I'm about to say. Like a circle, which you see right now, right? Or any shape. They are divine shapes because they exist within all dimensions. You cannot go somewhere without finding a representative of a circle. If a circle doesn't exist there, it doesn't exist. Circles exist throughout time, space, in different dimensions, realities, and different universes. If the universe exists, then a circle is within it. You must understand that. So there are people, there are stories that exist in the same way that shapes exist. Throughout time, through the future, through the past, through different realities. And so you must understand that. And so the reason why you can find the story of Christ in your body, literally, no exaggeration, I just showed y'all. That was the story of Christ within the body. The fact that you can find the story of Christ in the body, and many of you know also you can find the story of Christ looking at the sun, about the star alignments. Some people think that this is proof that it didn't happen. No, wrong way. Reverse. This is proof that it's divine because it manifests on every level. Remember when I taught y'all about when God creates, God replicates? So what is above is below. What is within is without. The stories work the same way. If it is a divine story, it will manifest on all levels. On all levels. And so, many of you don't realize the reason why you feel, a lot of you watching this feel like the chosen, is because you are that story manifest. Some of you are that story manifest. Not all of y'all, unfortunately. But some of you are. See, it gets heavy, y'all. It gets deep. I try not to drop all the knowledge because some people, they hear it and it scares them. But this is the truth. This is the reality. This is the reality. You'll find, again, if you are a Christian, this might not be the lie for you because these things shake people up. But you'll find the story of Christ in almost every... You'll find the story of Christ in almost every single culture. That doesn't mean that Christ didn't exist. That means Christ exists on a higher level than historically. And we call that being Christ because that's our culture. In other cultures, there was different names. There was Haru, right? There were many different Christ figures. Got to understand that. And so, in the story of the Kundalini, it is a manifestation of that story from within. All right, I'm going to read some more comments. Facts, Ashe. Thank you. The story is backwards. Am I going to hell? What? No, it's inverted, y'all. My bad. My apologies. I'm really mad about that. I didn't know that the words were going to be backwards. My apologies. Everything is spiritual before it is physical. Yes, everything is spiritual before it is physical. The spiritual realm is more real than the physical realm. The spiritual realm is more real than the physical realm. In order for something to manifest in the physical, it must first exist in the abstract. It must first exist in the abstract. There's no way around that. Transcended through time and space, exactly. If it's not transcended through time and space, it is not. That's how you always know. When you're trying to figure out, right, because a lot of people on here are going to tell you, I'm getting messages from God, right? What the heck? I've never seen a scratch call come up on my screen before. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, I don't know to thank somebody or what. I was not expecting that. Kind of threw me off a bit. But anyway, if you want to know whether or not someone is giving you information from God, from the source, from the all, check if it replicates on all levels of existence. Can you find it in the sky? Can you find it in the ground? Can you find it in the trees? Can you find it in your body? Can you find it in different cultures? You gotta understand that. Gotta understand that. The truth will always crystallize. Yes, that's exactly it. Christ is consciousness, right? Hi, hello. Somali Corner's in here. What's up, Somali Corner? Appreciate you for coming up in here. Jaden said hello. Hello, Jaden. It's back now. What do you mean it's back now? Hello. Hello, Jaden. It's fixed. It's fixed. I didn't even do anything good. I'm glad. I'm glad it's fixed. I am glad that it's fixed. I don't know what was going on. Vision in Christ. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Oh, they're the ones who sent the Panther paws. Appreciate that. Then what is love? What is love? One of the deepest questions of all time. Love is the same thing, man. I don't want to get into too deeply of my beliefs. I only want to give y'all facts. So when I talk about love, it's very belief-based. So I try not to give people my beliefs. I try to give people just facts. Yo, that book is dope, bro. Are you talking about the first book, my friend? Spiritual or physical? Universal truth and law happens without even wanting it to happen. Exactly. Universal truth and law, that is word right there. Let me say that again for everybody. Universal truth and law happens without even wanting it to happen. It is going to happen. It cannot help itself but happen because that's what truth is. Someone died in my community by a musk ox, and I had this weird feeling for a whole day until I found out what happened. What happened? Yuck Lee said, I got the book. Oh, word. Yes. Yes, I'm trying to tell y'all the first book is written for you. The chosen people were meant to change the world forever. There are people who are going to tell y'all that, you know, you're not chosen. You're not meant for great things. You're not going to change the world. Those are ciphers within the matrix. They are meant to disrupt you. They are meant to seed doubt in your brain. They are the people who know the matrix exists, but they want to live in it. And they are programmed to be that way. Thank you for getting the book. And I am excited for you because we got a lot of good things coming. A lot of good things coming to us. God is love. Word. Do you think that Jesus has been on earth more than one time? This is my point to everybody. Okay, so this is going to really be something to wrap your head around. And I know a lot of y'all are going to disagree. A lot of y'all are going to disagree. Let me give it to y'all like this. There are different manifestations of Christ. Understand that. There are manifestations of Christ that are non-personal, meaning are not an actual in the person, in the flesh. That's why people say incarnate in the flesh. Because there are ways to incarnate that are not in the flesh. Let me give you an example. Tupac has died. But Tupac is still spoken about. Tupac's music still plays. He has incarnated within the culture, but not in the flesh. So you can exist in ways that aren't conscious, that aren't personal, or conscious in the way that we're conscious. Let me say that. So, Jesus has definitely been on earth many, 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 many times. I will go as far. I don't even like using the word Jesus. I'd rather use the word Christ or Yeshua, salvation. Let's just go to what Yeshua, the name of Jesus of Nazareth, really was. Name means salvation. Salvation. That is salvation incarnate. That's what you're talking about. That's why it's so powerful. Salvation incarnate. In flesh. God body. And so salvation exists throughout time and space. Salvation exists on many different planetary systems. Salvation exists throughout many different dimensions. So of course, salvation, Christ, incarnated in many different ways. And it boggles my mind, right? When people tell me that they think that Christ is eternal, but that Christ only came once. It boggles my mind that people believe that, right? I mean, just try to fathom that. An eternal being coming to one place at one time, nowhere else. And so people get disturbed when I tell them that's because they haven't been told what I've been told. And people get shaken up because I got a knowledge they never heard of. And I didn't have to read a book for this knowledge I'm giving y'all right now. All right. Yahshua tells us where they died. Damn. Sorry to hear that. Do you believe in spiritual love, attraction through space and time? Of course. Of course. Of course. But I do not believe that there is only one soulmate for you. I think that is a bunch of nonsense. But I do believe that you get entangled with a person. And so even when you die, you'll be entangled with them. That's a belief. I don't like to talk about my beliefs because they're not really based in hardcore facts. It's just what I believe, but that is what I believe. Wow, this is awesome. I'm glad I can give you something awesome. I'm just here to enlighten. Follow the host. Thank you for the follow. Your gut is your intuition. Where. So are we living? So we live in the eyes of Christ. So are we living the eyes of Christ? I need to be more specific. I've read it, brother, like twice. I'm going to be getting back into it. I really connected to the trees. Word. And listen, I try to tell people when you read the first book, read it again and again and again and again and again. I've probably read the book over 100 times. Easy. I couldn't tell you how many times. I'm not telling you to read it 100 times, but the stories in there, they're revealed, okay? And so they have many levels of truth within them. Many levels. This is why I don't like when people come to me about the first book and say, can you tell me what this means? I'm like, man, you want me to tell you what that means? That has so many meanings. You want me to just tell you what it means? And so it would take me a very long time. I would have to write a book on just to fully explain one passage. Right? It would be longer than the first book. So yes, I'm glad you're reading over and over again. I know you've been called. I know you've been called. I know you've been called. Energy, yes. They died. I'm really sorry to hear that. But you know, I don't want to get into death. But yeah. New here, but I'm intrigued. Oh, I'm glad you're here. New people are more than welcome. New people, you are more than welcome. Ask as many questions as you want. Yah is salvation. That's correct. Me and you agree on that, brother. I told you we agree on a lot. The creator, Yah, saves Shua. Exactly. Yah saves. Yep. Christ lives within the chosen and elect. Yes, I agree. See, I told you, David, we agree. You're always trying to come on my videos and tell me why I'm wrong. Gratitude, yes. Nothing cannot ever exist. Existence is all there ever is. Energy never dies. Exactly. Thank you. You know that's what I tell people all the time. When people say, "Man, I'm worried about dying, that I'll go into non-existence." By definition, there cannot be any such thing as non-existence, because by definition, non-existence is non-existent. Right? So there is only existence. There is only experience. There is no reason to worry after you pass. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's consequences to everything. I'm not sitting here telling y'all that hell's real or that it's not. But I don't want to give a false sense of there's no consequences for your actions. I believe you judge you ultimately. So I'll leave that at that. I don't like to talk about the afterlife. But yes, I agree with that, brother. When I was in school and I had a weird feeling like something happened, and when I found out it went away, that's crazy. Well, you probably, that's probably your intuition, right? And our intuition, really what that is, that's your ancestors talking to you. Those are gifts from your ancestors. You know when people say instincts, that literally means the same thing as your ancestors talking to you. You develop instincts from your ancestors' past experiences. Those are facts. And so when your instincts are telling you that something's about to happen, it's your ancestors telling you. It's the same thing. But they try to play with reality by playing with words. Judah, I can't speak that language. Whatever language you're speaking, I don't know it. Sorry. Samahani, excuse me. Say that again, please, about entanglement. Yeah, so Earth already proven that on a quantum level, that once you come, right, you can come into contact with people and you can be entangled with them from a distance forever. Forever. So some would say, again, this is going into my beliefs. Y'all got me really going into my beliefs tonight. Some would say, after you die, I am that some, that there are certain people that you will be entangled with. Sometimes it's a lover, sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a friend, but you'll be entangled with them. So even if y'all both incarnate on two different planets, you feel each other and you're drawn to one another. You may not ever meet them. I know that sounds terrible, right? Or you will meet them. You're entangled to the point that everywhere you go, they're born not too far from you, right? And so that's a belief. I do not like to go into my beliefs because, again, I cannot substantiate those claims. But yeah. What book? The book is the first book. The book written specifically for the people who are here to change the world forever, the chosen. The book is at the top of my profile in the link. But yeah, I don't want to go into like everything about the book tonight. But yes, the music is so magical. The music was also divinely inspired. And I appreciate that. I worked very, very, very hard on that music. So that I really do appreciate. I worked extremely hard on that music. So I'm happy to hear it. I love the music as well. Yes, shout out to Tanya Ray Hodges, one of my first subscribers. And again, I'm not shaming who cannot subscribe. You don't got no money, I get it. But I definitely want to big up the people who are subscribing because they help me be able to do this, to do what I am meant to do, to spread information and knowledge. And so I deeply appreciate you, Tanya. Every time you come on here, I'm going to tell you that. I deeply appreciate you. Do you believe hell is real? Hell and heaven. Okay, so listen. Hell, heaven, Christ, devil, God, all these things exist on every level. They manifest in every dimension, in every realm. They will be there. That's balance. Even in heaven, in order for heaven to exist, there must be a little bit of hell. And that's hard for people to really grasp. In order for hell to exist, there must be a little bit of heaven. Right? How could you have hell without hope? Right? So, I said that to say that there's hell here and you manifest it. Most people's hells are the hells that they have put themselves in, or the hells that unfortunately some people were born in. And so hell starts in this realm. Hell's not saying that there's not a hell when you die. I'm not saying there is or there's not. But there is hell here, and we see them, right? We see people living in hell. We see people who want to be erased, right? It starts here, and they manifest it on the outside. Yo, thank you for all the likes, y'all. That's 10.9 thousand likes. You know, if you can, please make sure you share this. So, but do I believe in like a fire, brimstone, you're going to be thrown in there with demons somewhere out in the universe, but I don't think you will go there if you die. You got to understand that everything that can exist does exist. So yeah, that, if it can be, it's somewhere out there, but I don't think that when you die that you go there because you didn't pray the right way. Like, I don't believe in those type of things, if I'm being honest with you. Because they don't want to do the work for themselves. Word. My heart stopped squeezing itself, and I heard a voice call out my name, and I woke up and rose. Interesting. Okay, so real quick. I know I got 13 new messages to check. Before I do, listen, y'all. Are some of y'all writing down your dreams? Tell me in the comments who wrote down their dreams. Remember, if we're going to do this shared dream experience, y'all gotta understand that you gotta start writing down your dreams and remembering your dreams. You know, the more you do it, the more you'll remember. Jane Hastings, I'm talking to you as well. How do you become more connected to God and nature? It's many, many ways. One, remember that you are. That's the first thing. Remember that you cannot be separated from God. That you cannot be separated from nature. And also remember that God and nature, God and existence, God and the universe, God and the all are one. Are one. So start there. Start with stripping your mind from all the fake separation, the illusion of separation. Remember, the devil is of separation, entropy, demons, Satan, the enemy, Shiva, the destruction, assault. All that is randomness, separation, entropy. That's an illusion. We're one. So yeah, start there. And the permetic, you gotta forgive me. Mediticize, I don't know what that means. Tone, my heart stopped, but I heard my name being called. Oh, the paramedics. It doesn't say medics though. It says like, you put an IE in front of the S to confuse me. The paramedics, I think you meant to say, told me my heart stopped, but I heard my name being called and it said, get up right now. Dope. I get this feeling all the time. Interesting. Sometimes we say the same thing different and don't realize it. That's word. You're talking in a different language and saying the first book. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I apologize. If anybody can translate Alando 95, I'd appreciate that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Wow, describes me and my past boyfriend. Thank you for that. No problem at all. Tanya said, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Working on putting out music myself as well. Oh, yeah, I love music. I had to sacrifice putting music out in order to do my work, but I'm sure when I get to a certain point, I'll be allowed to come back to it. But, you know, sometimes God says you got to do this and you got to put this before everything. And so that's what I have to do. But I am an artist. So you thought I was a Christian and I'm not sure how to identify you. I know I thought you were of the Christian belief. I thought you were a Gnostic within the Christian belief system, but I could be wrong about that. I am probably unidentified. And I know that makes some people uneasy, but there's not a set place to put me in. other than someone who is on a mission given to them by God. That is it. That is it. That's why I don't really care whether people believe or not, and that's really none of my business. All I know is I got stuff I gotta do before I leave. You know. Thank you for sharing it, authentic, beautiful you 111. Appreciate that. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the share, Diesel. My angels make light on my way. So you do speak English, all right? I didn't understand what you said. I don't mind you speaking another language, but I just didn't understand what you were saying. I get weird feelings from people when I find out how they treat people I'm usually not friends with. Rude people. Back to talking another language. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Outer darkness is the counter to heaven. Lake of fire is for the evil and wicked. Hell is the place. Interesting. Period. We all won. Facts. You must translate my text. I can't translate it right now because I'm reading people's stuff. I wrote down colors and words that resemble my feelings, if that makes sense. Yes. I'm just glad you wrote down something. That's where it starts. So tonight, when you wake up in the morning, write down more. You know, and so that's good. I'm not good understand English and I translate text. Okay. Yeah, I don't unfortunately I don't speak a lot of different languages. What do I need to do? I feel like I'm about to have a breakthrough. You gotta be more specific with me, and I'll answer you. You can't soar like an eagle when you're flying with turkeys. Facts. Interdimensional. Thank you. God is your conscious word. I really appreciate what you do. Thank you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. How do you know what you believe is real? I test things that I believe. Not everybody has to do that. So there's certain things that I can't test, right? Certain things you just gotta have faith. And I hate being one of those people that say that. Because as a kid, I hated when people said that to me. Oh, it used to make me cringe. But there are certain things that you experience and that you just feel is true in your heart. And hey, you know, that's your belief. That's why I say I don't like going on my beliefs. But also anything that I can go out and test, I do. I always tell you I'm a spiritual scientist. I will go and test these things. I will look for backing. I will research. I will find more information. I will thoroughly look to disprove myself. And that sharpens my position. It's the reason why I'm able to speak so, eloquently on what I know. And so I'm a big believer in testing your belief, against the world. The moment you sin, it's exactly the same moment you receive. Word. Living is being godly. Word. I also notice I'm really warm all the time and people feel my heart. Word. Your spirits can tell you too. Yes. Hey, yo, what's up? And I feel other people's energies. Word. Naturally, we are all created equal and are given individual talents for value among each other. Yeah, I mean, the reality is, I don't really want to get into talents because it's going to upset y'all if I get into purpose. Every time I get into purpose and things of that nature, it makes people very upset because a lot of y'all have been brainwashed into believing like your purpose is a career, a game, fame. And so when I tell people like, yeah, bro, that thing that you think is your purpose is not your purpose. You were just brainwashed. It makes people very upset. So, there's always that. So listen, y'all, it's 9:52, and I know I got on here late, but any questions you have, this is the part where I'll take one guest max, and any questions you have about anything regarding spirituality, consciousness, the first book, FAMS, myself, any questions you have, I'm open to taking them. And then after that, we're closing out. Whoa. That's crazy. I saw a news clip pop up. While y'all gather your thoughts, I am going to change this image. All right. Somebody wrote in Arabic. I didn't understand it. If you think God created us, who created UFOs? I got a genuine question. God created everything. God is everything. God created the UFOs and God is the UFOs. It's no different. You know. Some of the UFOs, y'all, are just people in it. Just, humans like me and you. Some of them are drones sent from another planet. I don't know what y'all want me to tell y'all. I researched that stuff for years. Some of those UFOs are from Earth. Some of those UFOs are from another planet. Some of those UFOs are here to trick you and mislead you. So they're not just coming from one group. Some of those are not even vehicles. The whole alien thing gets real deep, real fast. I'll tell y'all this. 9 times out of 10, if a being has extremely advanced communications, transportation, and weaponry, it normally means that those beings come from a very warlike population. And I would not trust them. I know that's not what y'all want to hear. Y'all want to hear that beings on these crafts are super friendly, but a lot of y'all don't really understand what technology tells you about. If you want to know what a culture is focused on, what a culture cares about, look at its technology. The 3 technologies of war is transportation, communication, and, of course, weaponization. If they have 2 out of 3 of those, they are extremely warlike. So, hope that answers your questions. Boom, boom, boom. Numerology, is that what you're asking about, Alindo? We are the gods. We created us. Where? Great video. I'm conscious. Good. UFOs are people. The source creates us. Word. The arc image was beautiful, brother. My new favorite. The arc image. What image was that? Oh. Here y'all go. Some of the UFOs are time pods, time traveling from the future. I wouldn't disagree with that. They work off the magnetic fields. They don't. Some of them people but get elevate. And some of them another entity. Understand only some. Okay, listening, my friend. Yeah, I mean, that's all I had to say on that. I just know that people in this conscious network don't like to hear negative things about UFOs, so I try not to talk about them. But I wouldn't trust that stuff, y'all. I wouldn't trust that stuff. I'll be very wary, extremely careful, and understand that stranger danger. Okay, is that all the questions? Any more questions? It's the time. You got any questions about anything crazy? Anything you can't ask your pastor, your priest about? Your parents? Your friends? Google? You can ask me right now. Yeah, but this photo right here is actually an AI rendered image from the first book. That's what that is. The reason why some of y'all love it so much is because y'all love those words that created it. I like this question. Why is being good so hard? So you're living in a matrix. This matrix is called civilization. And civilization incentivizes bad behavior. Good and bad completely depends on what you're created to do, right? If you're not put in the environment that you were created for, then how will you do the things that you're created to do? The answer is you won't. And you'll be incentivized to do the things that you're not created to do. So that's why it's hard to be good, because you're not incentivized within this matrix, like civilization, to do good things. Now, is that your fault? No. Is it your responsibility to be good still? Yes. Don't trust the Greys, but trust Sirius, the Pleiadians, and the rest of the Guardians. Hey, everybody, trust who you want to trust. I've already given y'all some jewels. Peaceful beings do not spend tons of energy traveling across the galaxy. Most, 1 out of 10 are going around looking for places to reseed life, to sustain life. But the vast majority, doesn't matter if you're human or you're not, when you see creatures, think about ants. Ants travel a lot. And they create technologies. They have agriculture as well, so that they can travel a lot. If something is spending and investing a lot of energy in far travels, they're not traveling millions of light years just for fun. They're not creating folds in space just for giggles. Hunter-gatherers across the planet had to find this out the hard way. Because you're a human, and when you see people come from far, you hope the best. You hope that they're coming to help you. You can't help it. You're good. So you're going to think that way. You're going to project your goodness onto foreign beings. That mistake was already made. Now, of course, like I said, 1 out of 10, heck yeah, they want to help. The vast majority, I'm telling you, are not spending that amount of energy and time in risk just for giggles. So I'm going to stop talking about the aliens, because people get mad at me. But I'm not going to, I would never, ever in a million years tell you to trust creatures I've never met, sat down, and spoke to myself. That's A. That's number one. Never would I ever tell you to trust an entity that I have not spoken to myself and vetted for years. I cannot think the life of me for some of these people with these large platforms telling you to trust entities that they never even met. Guys, read history. I'm trying to tell y'all. Study animals. There's organisms, right, that do this stuff. Study what creatures are warlike and what creatures aren't. Creatures who aren't warlike, most of them do not spend energy trying to travel to different places. They could be forced out. Anyway, I'm done. But yeah. What do you think about twin flames? I don't have much of an opinion on twin flames. I think people just like to say twin flames because it feels good, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I think that people talk about it because it just feels good. It's like, man, there's somebody out there who's I'm just fused with, that I'm made for. That's like a copy, you know. But I would say there are many different soulmates, twin flames. Like, I know people say that contradicts twin flames, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it's possible to be restricted to one other person. My hands are shaking, always sweating. Wow, it's speaking to me. Good. Wait, I'm not the only one that heard ringing in their left ear? No. The evil around me is getting very unnerved by my presence lately. It's actually astonishing. Yeah, and once you begin to become stronger in the presence of evil, then they'll be really annoyed. I think it's real we have soul connections. Sumer say all, but not all know this. Maybe 10% max. Have best intuition. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, big mistake. I would agree. I have this too. Really? You think only 1 out of 10 want to assist us? Yup. Yes. 100%. I don't know. I don't want to be Mr. Pessimistic on this. I just want to be real with y'all. Remember, the truest stories exist throughout time and space. They replicate. So above, so below. Let's say we're below. Then we're just like the ones above. And they're just like us. And I know that disappoints a lot of people, but that's the way nature works. It replicates itself. So, right, we are in a matrix. Doesn't mean that we're the only ones in a matrix. And this matrix that we're in, called civilization, incentivizes highly aggressive behavior, warlike behavior. Again, any warlike civilization are masters at transportation. Think about it like this. If an alien is self-sustaining, peaceful, loving, kind, do you think that it would use up the resources on this planet? Do you think it would have to leave its planet? Why would it leave its planet? For what reason? Now again, most creatures that leave their planet are going to leave to find a new one. Come on, y'all. Just think about it. Why would I leave my planet? God makes planets, right? Planets have everything you need. If they're leaving their planet, either it was taken by another species and they are enslaved by them, which is problematic, or they're parasitic. They ate up the resources on their planet. They have nowhere else to go but to another planet. We're literally already in this phase on our planet talking about this. I just need y'all to think about it. Think about what we would do if we were desperate, we need another planet, and there was another planet, but it had some life forms on it. that happened to be extremely peaceful. We would take it from them. We'd do it slowly but surely because we wouldn't want resistance. We would want to understand the planet. We would abduct some of them. We would open them up. We would start genetically manipulating ourselves using their DNA so that we can live in their atmosphere. Sounds familiar? I'm just, listen, again, people get mad at me about this because people are very sensitive about aliens. But it is what it is. I think UFOs created us. Could be, possibly. I feel like many galactic beings want to support and assist us. Yeah, but they would be the 1%. Before you came to Earth, where do you think you was? Where? So if I wasn't, it's only two options. Either I was another being who was different than who I am now, or I was everything. Those are the only two options. Follow the host. Thanks for the follow. Right. 369. Right. I also notice animals are very calm around me, and they usually always want me to pet them instead. Well, Jada, I'm glad you can express that here. Hello, my name is Carmen. I want y'all to know God is truly real. Y'all need to open that door for him. I got God. God is very close with me. Where do I begin to be able to move dimensions? Move through dimensions or move dimensions? Can you be a little bit more specific? Are you familiar with the human design chart? I think I am, actually. Y'all gotta know I've researched so many things that I believe I am. Human design chart. I believe I am, but I could be wrong. Nope. Not familiar with this. I'll always be honest with y'all. I never lie, so I am when I'm not. Ever since that move of bread to on just vanilla sky, celestial beings don't have to come in a body or material form. Where this all assimilation. Man, the planets in the third dimension stuck in the matrix. Oh man, the matrix is a little different than a lot of y'all think. Yes, we are. Where? Hi. Love is a life journey. That's what they did. Yeah. What do you think about the three richest men in the world building rockets? I think that they want to be the first to colonize other planets. I think you don't have to worry about this planet. This planet is godly. Way stronger than a lot of y'all give it credit for. Immortal. But yeah, they want to be the first to conquer other planets. And this matrix called civilization, it incentivizes us to be conquerors, to be the first to do stuff. So yeah, that's why I think they're doing it. I'm not sensitive about it. Good. You post your lives anywhere asking because I find them interesting and I get out of work too late to watch it all. I normally post my lives honestly a little earlier at 5:30 p.m. Central. I'm doing it later this week because it is such a busy week. I'm glad you want to come, though. You're more than welcome to join us. I don't do Sundays. Hi, hello. Aren't we all everything? That's right. Yes, he is. He's in us all. We're through. I don't get it. What does God do for you? What do you mean, what does God do for me? God has already done everything for everyone. My father was a star child, and it got passed to me. Either I draw people to me, or they hate me. Interesting. I irritate people's demons. Good. Y'all need to get y'all families right so they can ascend with you. I like that. 1111. Follow the host. Thank you for the follow. Someone that's not from here. Interesting. Please explain the true matrix. What is it? Oh, so I'll explain this as briefly as possible because most people watching this have already heard this from me, so I never want to be too repetitive. Understand a matrix just means an environment in which something develops in. That's all it means. Okay? It does not mean a computer. They want you to believe that you are already in a computer simulation because they are gearing you up to be installed into a computer generation so that they can control you on all levels. So they can literally be the god of your reality. You should reject that at all costs. The matrix you're in right now is called civilization. Civilization is the matrix you're in. Civilization is the same matrix that ancient Egypt was in, ancient Samaria was in, and you're in it right now. This matrix is made specifically for productivity, not for humanity. It's made to make things, to pump things out, to create things, because ultimately it's trying to create robotic, parasitic vampires out of me and you, so that we can go planet to planet, sucking out the resources from the life of our galaxy. That sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But it's out there. It's all open. It's all done out in the open. Everything I told you is not hidden. You do not have to go and hidden books. Go ask Elon. Go ask all the richest people in the world. What do they want to do? Oh, we want to go to different planets. Why? Because we're going to take up all the resources on this planet. They'll tell you. Go look in your, go ask your archaeologist. Go ask your anthropologist what was the worst thing that ever happened to humans. They'll tell you agriculture, civilization. They tell you ever since then we've becoming less humans. Our brains shrink. Our jaws shrink. We're less healthy. More cancers. More disease. Depression's at an all-time high. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. So, the Matrix is that in a nutshell. It's deeper than that, but that's as far as I'm willing to go right now. I see. Yard put them on Rumble. Give me breath. 111. Yahweh, inhale, exhale, that is everything. Like I meant, what are the benefits in believing in God? What good will come? There is no good to come because God has already given you everything. So it's not the all's job to do anything for you because everything has been done for you. And what's really happening is that because you live in the Matrix, it's convinced you that you don't already have everything. And so then it tells you what things you should want. So you end up praying to God for things that aren't even real, like fame, and like paper we call money. And these things aren't even real. Prior to civilization, you had everything. You had all sorts of abundance. And so civilization / the Matrix convinces you that you don't already have everything. And that you're not connected with everything when you really are. So, I don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in God in order to have the abundance. It doesn't work that way. You just have it. It's just there. The resources meaning our plasma, correct? I'm sorry to new this. Oh no, the resources of the planet, including your plasma, your body, your skin, your cells, your brain, the ground, the land, the gold, the oil, the sky, the water. They want to suck the planet dry and then find another one to do the same thing to. No lie. But we'll change that. What do you mean we'll change that? As always, I appreciate all the knowledge and great community here. Thanks for the wisdom, brother. No problem at all. Make sure you get to that dream journal again, please. You're right. It keeps lagging on me. I just found out about 2.5 months ago I'm an indigo child, and my number is 777. Interesting. Karma, love and light, love and light. I think World War III is a mental war. I'm a chosen one. God puts us through so much to see if we can still love even after all we've been through. Interesting. Yes, spiritual war is what we're going through. All right, y'all. I answered all your questions. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't followed me already, please follow. If you can, please subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that. And I love you all. And I'm glad you came here. And I hope you keep coming. And we'll keep all learning together. So have good dreams. Write in your dream journal. We had that event January 2nd, 2023, 6 p.m. Central. And we're going to meditate together. And then that night, we're going to share the same dream. So make sure you're practicing lucid dreaming now by writing your dream journal, what you dream about every time you wake up in the morning. All right. I froze. I'm frozen. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? I'm frozen? Tell me if you can hear me. Somebody told me I'm frozen. She said, did he freeze? Is it her or is it me? The next live will be tomorrow at probably at 8:30 p.m. Central. 8:30 p.m. Central. How you doing, Bryce? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, y'all, for communicating that with me. All right, man. I love y'all. Good night. This is all you must think more and more. Love y'all, man. Good night. Thanks, Ronald. See y'all later, man.